just a moment, I'm going to show you how to actually do the scar therapy. We have a nice post on the Organic MD blog talking about scar therapy. This is an amazing technique, and I just wanted to say a few words before we dive into the how to do it part. The reason we are concerned with scars are known in many systems of medicine to be an energetic block. Oriental medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and Western medicine understand that scars are an energetic block. And there are many techniques for dealing with scars. This is a do-it-yourself technique that's going to use a poultice or a mud. And the purpose of that is it detoxifies the scar, it draws the toxins out of the scar, and that's our main purpose for this. You need to know, though, that this is also a very excellent technique for shrinking scars. So the plastic surgeons that I've shown this to love it. They use it a lot. And this is a way to take a scar, I don't care how old it is, and if it's lumpy and bumpy and didn't heal up the way you thought it should, you can do this technique at least once for the energetic effect that I want, but you can do it, repeat it over and over again. I had one woman who needed about a dozen different treatments, but she took a scar that she had from an old cesarean section that was many years prior, and after 12 sessions, it had gone from being red and lumpy and rather obvious to being invisible, just a thin white line, the way that her obstetrician had meant that scar to be. One other thing I just want to say about scars that we didn't talk about too much in the blog post, but this is also a very excellent technique for removing foreign bodies. And I came upon this, I discovered this rather accidentally. I had someone who had pretty much gone through a windshield. They had all these scars on their face and forehead. And they were doing this, the application of this mud on their forehead. And one day they were sitting at their computer and they hear this little clink. And they look down and they can't see anything, and they shake out their keyboard, and there is a little piece of windshield glass. And all of that glass proceeded to fall out over the next few weeks. And the skin, which had been rough and red and irritated, all returned to normal. I've had people do this with scars in their palms from falling down off a bike, a woman who had glass in her foot. I can give you all these stories, but you do this once for the effect of opening up the energy flow through the area where the scar is. You repeat this procedure many times if you're trying to shrink a scar or if you're trying to remove foreign bodies. So let's go over and we'll do a little demonstration of how to do the scar therapy technique with the mud. Today we're going to do a demonstration of how to do the scar therapy treatment. This is a really remarkable treatment. We use some special clay, bentonite clay, which is pretty widely available, and the magical ingredient is cicatrix. Cicatrix means scar. This is a special mineral solution that's been imprinted with some scalar energies. We have that in the Organic MD store. So we're just going to take a little bit of the clay. We just need to make a thin mud. And I'm going to take a little more. And remember, the written instructions are on the blog post about scar treatment. We're just going to add a little bit of cicatrix here, just enough to make a thin mud. And today I'm going to treat a scar that I have, and it's hard to appreciate. This is a scar. I had a torn biceps tendon. This was surgically repaired. And this scar used to be quite lumpy and red. It'd be better if I had a before picture for you, but we just want to use it as an example. The skin is still discolored, but the scar is basically disappeared. We're just going to put a thin layer of this on, and again, the main purpose of this, scars are an energetic block. And so the main thing we're trying to do here is to treat it to remove that energetic block. This poultice, this clay, sucks toxins out of the scar. Scars are very toxic things. If we were to biopsy this scar, or at least before I treated it earlier, if we were to biopsy it, it would have much higher level of toxins than the surrounding skin. So this is the first application. I would leave that until it dried. It takes about 10 minutes. And then I would remove it, wipe it off with a washcloth, and reapply the mud again, let it sit 10 minutes, wipe it off, reapply it, and let it go another 10 minutes. So this is, we're just going to pretend here that 10 minutes have gone by. And then I just simply remove this. I'm just going to wipe this off. and reapply the mud. So again, it's 3 10-minute applications. Don't want to leave it on any longer than that. And it's important when you read the instructions, it'll say you need to make sure you drink a lot of water after. And if you feel at all stirred up by this, even something like a scar therapy stirs up the toxins, you can use the drainage remedies. But it's really important not to leave it on more, and to do this early in the day so you leave time in the day to drink all that extra water that we're recommending. So that's pretty much it. You would have figured out with your clinician the order you were going to do this in. You don't do any more than 1 scar a day. Wait 24 hours at least between the scar treatments. And we would do this again another 10 minutes. But I think you get the idea. It's very easy. The main trick is use the right materials to make the mud with. You don't need to make much mud, just a very thin coating of mud, just enough to so you don't see skin color through it anymore. Leave it for 10 minutes, wipe it off, repeat another 10 minutes, wipe it off. So the total time is 30 minutes, and you're done. That's it. It's as simple as it can be, but it's always easier when you've seen it done. This is a do-it-yourself technique. It has 3 very important things. It's easy, it's simple, and it's cheap. And the materials are available at the Organic MD store. The cicatrix especially has become a little hard to find. That's why we made it available on the store. But just do it. Just try this technique. And if you have good stories, let us know. I'm Dr. Damon Miller, your Organic MD, and thank you.